going on, you all? My name is Rowan, and I'm a storytelling coach. But more importantly, I was also a king in chapter 2 of the King series. Now we're in the chapter 3, and I am blessed to be your ambassador. Listen, you do not want to miss one episode of chapter 3, because we know how Cal is. He's going to bring the fire, the passion, and the energy to each and every episode. Chapter 3, King series. Let's go!
Hey, man, as you know, it's Kyle Jacko checking in from the ATM, man. I hope you having a beautiful, blessed day or night whenever you watch this video. Even though this video is done at 7 o'clock at night, so y'all can see it. Sometimes people get busy. People can't watch it this day or this day or this day. So whenever you watch the video, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for just always supporting the King series. Before we get ready to get started, let's go ahead and shout out the King series chapter 1. King series chapter 1. Y'all paved the way for everything we're doing right now. Without y'all doing what y'all doing, how we have a King series chapter 2, King series chapter 2. Thank y'all for all y'all did. Shouts out to the ambassadors for the King series chapter 4. Shouts out to Brother Didi. Shouts out to Grind Nation. Grind, just everything he's doing right now, being the father is. Thank y'all for being the ambassadors for this King series right now. And for the King series chapter 3, let me tell y'all something. Y'all been doing an amazing job. Like, all these King series are very important, but I'm so proud of y'all because y'all pouring more into the youth. Every time they hear one of y'all testimonies, you know where y'all coming from and know what y'all doing. The youth is getting excited. We're going to have 40 kings this year, 40 of them. So y'all just get ready. We got more to come. But I got somebody good for you right now. One thing I'm going to tell you is, see, when God gives you a voice, God gives you a talent. One thing about it is, and the youth, I need y'all to really listen to me. You don't run away from your talent. You don't run away from your God-given talent. What you do is you run towards it. Because a lot of times in your life, you're not going to get things that are always going to just be just good all the time. You don't get stuff that's going to be bad all the time. But what did God tell you to do? I'm happy to introduce you to a brother right now that's a teacher, that's a motivational speaker, that's a life coach, there's so many other things that he has in his life. But I'm so proud because I hear him on Clubhouse. And the funny thing is, when he comes in Clubhouse and he be on the stage with me, I think he came on stage twice. And every time you send him like invites to come on stage, he declined like every invite. Like after, but when you look at him on Instagram and you see what he's doing, when you look at him on TikTok, you see what he's doing. And now you just see him right here. Like, we had a conversation before we started this, and he have a lot more stuff that I didn't know that I know now. You know what I'm saying? So him being that father years, him being that husband years, just a lot of beautiful, amazing things. I'm happy to introduce somebody that's using his God-given talent every single day. Brother Justin, come on stage right quick and tell the people about all the things you do.
What's up, Kyle, man? Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. My name is Justin Belt, out of DFW. I'm a teacher by trade. By calling, I've been a pastor in the past. I'm an encourager of people. I believe in people. I believe in people's God-given gifts. Husband, a blessed husband of 19 years, a father of 5 kids, owner of a dog that's sassy and lots of other things too. Yeah, I am, I work with people on motivation and mindset. I'm a photographer, but really what it comes down to for me, I have a clothing brand called LionSlayers Wanted. And I think that's my calling. The purpose behind it is that God has created us for freedom. But so many times we allow ourselves to be bound by fear, by addictions. And as someone who lived through it and wrote a book to help people navigate their way through it into that freedom, everything that I do, Kyle, is centered around a heart for not wanting to see people bound in their heads, in their hearts, in their spirits, especially when Jesus opened the gate and said, y'all are free, go be free. So I hate seeing people still bound when that truth is still there. It's a life-changing truth. So, I mean, and I'm also a photographer. So yeah, that's me. That's me.
I love that so much because as he was talking, I was looking through his bio, and half the stuff he was saying was not on this bio at all. So we're going to need him to get some of this stuff right before the video come out. But anyway, that's why, hey, remember this, young kings and older kings too. Always, whenever you do something, make sure you check somebody's bio every single time. You don't check their bio, They could be telling you everything else they do, and then they come in and tell you, you know what? I build skyscrapers. I'd be like, I ain't know you build no skyscrapers, but I digress. So my next question is, King, how do you wear your crown in your community around other kings?
Man, I believe that one man alone can't completely wear his crown straight unless he's picking up other kings and showing them how to shine their crowns and how to wear their crowns straight. So if I'm in class, I'm always challenging my young men to do better. I consider it my job to be a role model to them in how to behave as a man, the things that a man does. If they're guys who want to be married, I talk to them about what marriage is. If it's about ministry, I talk to them about what ministry is, how it's not easy, how it doesn't always look the way that you want it to look. If there are people who are having trouble dreaming or having issues with their mindset, I talk to them about navigating through those things, because I find that when the dudes beside me are shining and their crowns are sitting up straight, mine sits up straighter too. As much as it's cool to be an example of walking around with a straight crown up, I would much, much more prefer to teach other young men how to wear theirs straight, because when they're straight, then mine sits even straighter.
I love that because with this King series, the title of this King series, the playlist is this right here, is Kings Adjusting Crowns. And that's what it is, because a lot of times the youth, they want to wear their crowns like this. They want to wear it like this. They want to wear it like this. But sometimes it takes an elder statesman to come through and be like, hey, wear it like this so it blocks out anything that's out the way. You can wear it and you don't got to do it any other type of way. Put up your pants. Go ahead and do the right thing. Wear a belt. They got all these fashion belts out there. Go get you some of these fashion belts. I got one of them too when I go to church with us. You know what I'm saying? But you can go ahead and do the right thing. And you also talked about the marriage. The marriage is a really great thing, because I have something coming out this year called the Marriage Talk. And the Marriage Talk comes out, I'm going to start shooting in November. And it's going to be me and some other single people. We're going to be doing stuff where we're going to be asking people to marry for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And you, of course, you are past the 10-year mark. And we're going to be asking people, like, how do y'all stay together? So that's coming out real soon. So I'm going to talk to you about it after this video. It's going to be really good. The Marriage Talk is something that's needed right now, because people want to get married no more. They think it's just a piece of paper and that's it. But there's more to it than that. Shouts out to my auntie and uncle. They've been married for, about been married for 36 years, October 20, because I'm 35. They've been married as long as I've been alive. So shouts out to them. And it's just been a beautiful, amazing thing, just seeing everything they got to go through. I can't wait till one day God's going to send me mine. But right now, got to get ready for this seminary school. Got to get ready to go out there and keep on speaking to the youth. Keep on personal training right now. But it's really a great thing right now. My next question to you is, and I got to tell you before I agree to ask you this question, you can't say God, you can't say Yahweh, you can't say Jesus. I want to know, who is your king role model in your life? Like with me, mine is Malcolm X. It was Malcolm X because, anything about Malcolm X, it was 3 forms of Malcolm X. It was a Malcolm X that was Detroit Red when he was in the street. It was a Malcolm X that went to jail and became a Muslim. It was a Malcolm X that went to Mecca, came back with a total different mindset. So you think about that last Malcolm X that came through before he got assassinated, his mind frame was already changed. So I really feel in my heart, if he would have came over that same mindset, he would have lived. He would have got the Christians and the Muslims together, and that would have just been, whoa, that would have been something just really different, because, his mindset was already changing, where he wasn't saying all white people are bad. He was saying some of them are. So his whole mindset shifted when he went and he came back. But, still love a lot of great nuggets right here. And just let everybody know, the picture that you always saw of Malcolm X when he had the AK-47 up here and this, that, and other, only thing we're trying to do is protect his family. And every king should want to protect their family by all costs. So that was just one. And my next one has to be my pastor, Dr. Curran B. Lee. It has to be him, because he saw the greatness in me when I had said it myself. When I was getting ready to get out the streets and everything like that, and I ended up going to the church and ushering in the parking lot and then coming inside church. And my pastor, I look at him all the time. I feel like whoever your leader is, you should be able to look at them and see some type of mirror image in them when you see it. Like my pastor, he's the same one that can preach a whole entire service. Get off of there, he's shaking everybody's hand. Even while he's up there on the pool, he's calling everybody out by name. So it's like he understands that you are a leader, but at the same time, we are not your peasants. We are the people that you're leading in the pasture. You're leading your flock of sheep. You're leading us everywhere. And I just love the way he is as a husband, as a father. I love the way my pastor just interacts with his wife and his kids and everything like that. And the same thing with me. My kids are amazing to me. I got 6 amazing kids, and just seeing what the father that he is at his age right now, and his kids are older, my kids are younger. It's good to look at a blueprint and see what it looks like. So with him, I got to give it out to them too. So mine's a Malcolm X and Pastor Dr. Karen B. Lee. What about you, King? It could be a celebrity, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, and let y'all know. I only told him you can pick out 2 or 3. So if y'all get mad at him, don't get mad at him. Get mad at me. And as soon as you're ready to email me about this, if I don't reply back, probably because I'm not. But King, go ahead and answer the question, though, King.
Oh, okay. So I have 3. The first one, when I was a kid in children's church pastor was my uncle, John Chapman. And every time he saw me, he would lay his hands on my head. And one day I just asked him, I said, Uncle, why are you doing this? He said, because in the Bible, anointing was passed by the laying on of hands. And I believe that I'm anointing you to do something great. And so he always did this, even up until the point that he died. Every time he saw me, he would lay his hands on my head. Second would be my godfather, Calvin Thomas. This guy could play the organ with so much joy that it just made you smile. And I'll never forget, after I accepted the call to preach, he came over to my mom's house and he did an oil ceremony where he took some oil and he poured it over my head. And then he prayed over me. And it was one of the coolest things in my life. And, from him, I learned what the joy of the Lord was, because he always had so much joy about him. Even when his health began to fail, he still praised God with the happy heart. The last guy, God rest his soul, his name is Darrell Billings. When we moved to Joplin, my wife took his job in the district that he was teaching before he retired. And he became an integral part of our lives. He was a guy who would look at you, Kyle, and he would tell you, he would encourage you in such a way that it felt like you were sitting in the presence of God, just like you were sitting with God, not Darrell. It's like God was speaking to you through him. And, he was a dreamer, and he encouraged people, everybody, that, God didn't just give you a dream. You are a dream that God has placed here in the earth to accomplish amazing things for him in the lives of others. Each of these men will always stand out to me because they looked at me and they saw more than what I was at that point. But each of them believed that at some point in my life, I would get there. And man, to this day, that's the way that I try to live my life, is looking at people as God sees them and calling that greatness out of them.
Okay, I love that. Shout out to that. And as you were speaking, it just reminded me so much. Like, that was great, King, but now I understand why you don't have that much hair on your head right now. It was all poured on your head. People touched on your head. So now I understand why brother have no hair at all. Y'all can't see right now, but he's shaking his head right now. He's shaking his head. King, we got something else coming up right now. It's called the wordplay. You can unmute your microphone with this. What's going to happen is I'm going to say a place. I'm going to say a name. I'm going to say really anything, really. And when I say whatever I say, I want you to go in depth to tell me, what does that mean to you? So unmute your microphone. Let's go ahead and play this wordplay right quick. So your first word has to be marriage, because you've been married for 19 years. So when I say the word marriage, what does that feel like to you?
It feels like it is imperfect, often chaotic, but it is a daily commitment. Every morning I wake up, I want to love my life. I will love my wife better than I did the day before.
Okay. No, next one, because I got 6 kids. You got 5. So when I say kids, we're gonna take the S out. We're gonna put a Z right. Kids. How do you feel about that?
Being a father is, I believe, one of the highest callings that God has placed on us. And I believe that through fatherhood, God allows us to access him in an even greater way. I've learned so much more about who God is through being a parent. And even as I'm fathering my own kids, I still feel the constant presence of God fathering me. And it's like the coolest thing ever. And I know you know what I'm talking about. It's just really, 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 really cool.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna do something different right now. Since you got 5 kids and I got 6, you say one of your kid names. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go back and forth like that. Go ahead.
Kayla,
Amir,
Caleb,
Madison,
Kanan,
Nalani,
Zyla,
Taylor,
Emery.
DJ. There you go. I love you. Yes, I love that because it was just something with the man like you got 5, I got 6. Hey man, that'd be something real good. Cause we can start the kids. If my kid, I know my kid was like, he forgot about one of us. No, I didn't. I said it. Don't even do that. So with that right there, my next one is ministry. When I say ministry, what comes to your mind?
Oh, all right. So ministry has been one of the greatest sources of turmoil in my life. When I accepted the call to preach, I was 22 years old. I was in my car, and I just had an encounter with God. And God showed me some things in that moment where I rededicated my life fully to him, and I knew the direction that I was headed. 22 years later, I'm still not there. And you know, there have been several times in this 22-year span where I have been angry with God. I have been, you know, in a point where I couldn't even pray because I was just so angry with like, God, how can you call me to this and I not see any evidence of it, like at all? Like what is really happening? And what I've had to realize, Kyle, like for real, is that ministry is not about me. God will use anything and anyone to minister. So when I get on TikTok or Instagram and I make a video, I do it based on what God's speaking to me in that moment. And I have to believe that whatever I say, whether it gets 0 likes or 0 views, or whether it gets 10 or 100 likes, views, God will do with his word what he wants to do with it. It don't matter who speak it. So the way that I look at ministry now is not that ultimately, yes, I would love to be a pastor. I would love to be preaching every Sunday. But what I understand now as an almost 42-year-old man is that the preaching is not the pulpit. The ministry is not, you know, the suit. It's not the church. It's the lifestyle. It's the service. And so as long as you have a heart that is tender toward God and tender toward people, whatever that ministry looks like, as long as you're trying to honor God with it, God will do amazing things through it, even if it doesn't look the way that you expect it to.
Love that, but I just wanted to tell you that he's still gonna have you, on top of that pulpit. So you're doing great right now because you're doing everything on TikTok and Instagram and everything else, but I know it's still gonna be there. Like, so just get prepared. I mean, you're 42-year-old man, but you're not old. You still got time left. You know what I'm saying? The kids gonna keep you active. The kids gonna keep you active. Trust believe that. Kids gonna keep you totally active.
You know.
I gotta do my last one for you. My last one is because you're in Texas right now. I know you're from Mississippi. You're in Texas. What you got to say about Texas right now? Paint a picture for somebody right now. Ain't never been to Texas. Paint a picture for them.
Number one, don't move to Texas. We got too many people already. So here's what I'm gonna say about Texas. I think Texas is interesting for many reasons, but I think the biggest reason is that Texas is a transient state. People move in, people move out. And so I think that really hinders some of the building of community and the collaboration between people. There are so many opportunities in Texas for business, for ministry, and there are just so many people, period, that there should be nobody walking around this state who feels like they're alone. Yet, I walk around Walmart, I walk around the mall, I drive around, I look around, and I see so many people who don't feel like they have anybody who understands what it's like to be at whatever season in life they find themselves in. And so, I mean, maybe that's one of the reasons why God has us here, because we are those people who don't feel like we've made those strong connections. But even as I'm talking, I kind of feel that nudge to where God is saying, if you want community, you have to go out and make it. You can't wait for people to invite you into theirs. You have to go out and make it. And I think from that standpoint, Texas is really ripe for people who are looking to build something different and something diverse and something with depth. But it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. And we've been here for 3 years, and we don't know what the future holds for us in Texas or anywhere else, because my wife is in school to become a chiropractor. She'll graduate next August. But I do know that there is community to be had here, but instead of waiting for it to come, you have to go out and grab it for yourself.
Love that. I love that. Shouts out to everybody in Texas. I'm from Port Arthur, Texas, so shout out to all my Port Arthur 4009 people. I love y'all, man. Y'all know how I go. You have won the wordplay, man. You want to know what you have won?
What I win?
Man, I'll be sending you a 1996 check-it doll to your house by the 2 more weeks. Yes. No
That's
batteries
dope.
included at all. I just want to see if it's going to come alive or not. That's the only thing I want to see.
Bruh, okay. Let it come alive. We're going to be having a different talk.
Well, I don't know what kind of talk we're going to have, because everybody know from the movies, ain't nobody survived stuff for Andy. And we got another gift for you, man. Do you like Popeye's chicken?
Bruh,
Okay, man. Well, I got a surprise for you, man. I'm going to send you 15 biscuits from Popeyes. You can't drink no water. You can't drink no tea. You can't have no butter. You can't have no jelly. You got to eat all these biscuits in less than 15 minutes.
Kyle, where is the love of God in that?
That is the love of God. Use your saliva. God put saliva inside of you. You'll be okay.
Bruh, okay. That's going to call, but I won't even be able to talk. I'm just going to have to send you a text.
Hey, man, this is the wordplay, man. This wordplay is amazing. It's beautiful, because one thing about the wordplay, what I do love is, like, me being a motivational speaker, sometimes I don't get to laugh. I don't get to joke. I don't get to kid, because everybody, we want to hear you be motivational. I want to laugh. You have to learn how to laugh in life, because if you want to stay serious all day long, I promise you, that's where high blood pressure comes from. That's where heart attacks, that's where a lot of stuff comes from. So I tell you, a lot of times I think a lot, but I also laugh a lot. So that's what the wordplay is. And the wordplay is real good on the King series and the Queen series. If you don't like the wordplay, guess what? I'm not going to change it. Got you. The next thing, we got to get to something real serious. Every king on the blueprint, they had to watch this video, because I wanted them to watch it. It was called The King. It was the King series, chapter 1, series 15. It had my Uncle Eddie Ray like this on the video. King Justin, I want to know what you got from that video. Let everybody know, and let everybody know why they should watch this video of Uncle Eddie Ray Brown.
It was a really good video, and what I pulled from it above all was when he was talking about how we shape our reality. Our thought patterns, our beliefs, all of these things serve to create. Basically, look at your life right now. Where you are, what you have, are a result of the words that you've said and the pattern of thoughts that you've had. And I loved how he continually went back to this whole idea that we have a responsibility for our lives. Yes, God created us, God set us here, God endowed us with talents and with gifts and abilities, but God has also given us a responsibility to steward every breath and to steward every heartbeat in a responsible way, in a way that glorifies God. So that's the biggest thing that I got from the video. And, the reason I would recommend the video to anybody to watch is because all of us need mindset shifts, and all of us need heart set shifts. And I think that, you know, what your uncle is talking about in that video really addresses some of the things that tend to hold us back in life.
Love that, love that. And I tell everybody with that video, you know, my uncle passed away last year. So when he passed away, it's kind of like you seeing you see him speaking from the grave, you know what I'm saying? Because those words are gonna carry on, not for just the King series, but it's gonna affect somebody's life moving on. That's why this shirt right here, it has the kings and all different colors, it has mane and all different colors, because no king is the same. Only thing that holds the same is God. And for that video, man, I'm telling you, you have them not went checked it out. All these kings, I don't tell her what to say. All these kings said it their own different way. But it's all coming right back to tell you. You need to go watch the King series, chapter 1, series 15. Uncle Eddie Ray like this. You need to go watch it because he poured in a lot of stuff into me and the others. And you can say you can tell the kings out here, he giving them stuff too. So I know there's some light stuff in the videos that they're gonna incorporate into their life. And that's what I've been seeing from every one of these, each one of these kings that watch these videos, they say they're gonna pull something away from that video and put in their life. So it's a great thing. So Uncle Eddie Ray Brown, man, love you, rest in power. And we know we're gonna keep this King series going. So with that being said, King, I know you're a teacher, but it's gonna be a real great question for you. What are you doing right now to develop kings for the future in their life?
At this very moment, I'm relaxing because this past school year was a tough one. So I'm relaxing to get ready for the new school year. I'm also taking classes on transformational coaching. I think, you know, at some point, I'm doing the education now, but I want to become the kind of coach that really helps people walk through what the change process looks like in their lives. And I think, you know, I'll be able to incorporate that in my classrooms with the young men by, you know, starting a mentorship program in my school next year. That's one of my things that I'm really praying about doing, is taking some of the things that I'm learning in this coaching program to really begin helping these young men begin to navigate what their lives look like now and what changes need to take place for them to get where they want to get in life. I don't care, you know, what the goal is, what the outcome is. I want to be able to play a small role, have a small footprint, a small imprint in them shifting how they see themselves, because you're not a nobody. I don't care who told you that you were nothing. You're a king. God created you to have dominion. God created you to rule. God created you to build communities, to not destroy. God created you to fight honorably for the kingdom. But increasingly, generation after generation, though those standards they're eroding. And so I really think that, you know, as men, as older men, as semi-older men, as young men, whatever, we really have to take it seriously that these young men, no matter what race they are, no matter what background they come from, they need to know that there is more within them than what they can see right now. When it's time for us to start calling that greatness out of them every chance that we get. So, you know, all this resting and reading and learning that I'm doing right now, I'm storing it because I'm going to be ready to unleash some stuff when school comes back around.
Okay, I love that. My next question is to you. What behavior do you see in mainstream society that's sending out the wrong king development message? Now, I know it's so many, but what do you see that's sending out the wrong message lately? Like with me, I say it has to be the music. And I say the music sometimes because our music ain't bad, but this generation right here, they'll listen to somebody say, shoot them up, bang, bang. And guess what they'll do? Shoot them up, bang, bang. So that's me. So what about you, King?
I think for me, yeah, I think the music is problematic. But I also think, you know, what society says about men emotionally. And I think that's a message that they're getting from music and from movies. And it's just that, you know, men should be robots. Men shouldn't have emotions. But I mean, the truth is, And I think that's one of the avenues that we have available to us to really affect this generation, is to help them get in touch with their emotions. Like, now I'm not talking about we all sitting down, watching Waiting to Exhale or some rom-com and having a big cry session. But what I am saying is that, brother, if you are frustrated, if you are feeling down, if you are in the midst of despair, sometimes a cry might be the best thing that you can do to just cleanse your soul and to cleanse your heart. Or maybe getting a journal and writing down what you're thinking or what you're feeling. That may be the best way for you to process, instead of going on social media, going live and putting everything on blast, right? And with this generation, that's the coping mechanism. You hurt me, I'm going on social media, I'm taking the beef public, I'm taking the drama public, and I'm not going to take the time to deal with what's happening in my heart. I'm not going to take the time to talk about how my heart is broken because you betrayed me, or because we're not friends anymore, or because you said this about somebody that I love. But if we can get them just to stop, Kyle, and the process, man, what's happening in your heart? What's happening in your mind right now? It is that kind of work that really allows people to begin to bloom. And I think, man, that when we get people in a space where their mind is syncing up with their heart and their heart is syncing up with their spirit, devil better watch out, because we will be releasing some people into this world who will literally reshape it and take back territory that's been stolen for decades, if not longer. But I think it starts with, our young men understanding that, yes, you are a physical being, but you're also an emotional being too. And when you shut that off, you are cutting off an essential part of you that God gave you to relate to others, to relate to him, and to relate to yourself.
Love that, man. And I tell the youth that a lot, because I speak to them a lot, and I tell them, you trying to post everything on social media. Why don't you use that same energy you got right there? Why don't you go into the gym? Why don't you go ahead and draw? Why don't you go ahead and do something else better with your time? Like right now, I train 5 to 6 youths right now, and I love training because they could be anywhere else. Like for this summertime right now, but they're in the gym with me. They're in the gym getting their weights on, this, that, and other. I say, man, take it out on the weights you got to. Guess what? The weights don't talk back. But at the same time, too, you have your time where it's just you in the gym. Like that's why I love going to the gym. I love going to the gym because it's just me in the gym. Like I have my earphones on, have my music on, this, that, and other, but I know I'm gonna be in there for 3 hours. So them 3 hours, there's gonna be time just for me and God speaking. People might speak to it in the gym, but my focus is always to go in there and do what I gotta do so I can leave and go ahead and conquer whatever I gotta conquer. So, Kings, once again, you wanna know more of the tools you can use? Go down to the description below. Look at the link, hyperlinks, hit them up, and I promise you, every king that you see that's on this King series, the only thing you gotta do is tell them, hey man, watch one of your King series videos. They're gonna wanna help you out. I got some amazing kings to do that for you, no matter what. So this is the next part of the video I actually love. For the Queen series, we done the Queen's Prayer. The Queen's Prayer was something we let the queens pray for all the queens in the queendom for them. That's what they did. But I'm a man. Half is wrong. So for this right here, we got the King's Prayer. The King's Prayer is something what's going to happen where the king's going to pray for all the kings that's in this whole King series, all the kings that's not in this King series. And once he says his prayer, he says, amen. Then I'm going to pop back in. But right now, King, you got the microphone. I want to let everybody know right now, we're in Hawaii right now. I hope y'all like Hawaii. Y'all have a good day. Go ahead, King. Go ahead and pray for you.
All right, Kings, before I pray, here's what I want to tell you, man. It's time out for shrinking. It's time out from shirking your responsibilities. It's time out from doing everything but what you're supposed to be doing. It's time for you to realize who you are in Jesus Christ and then to be that. Stop running. Stop running. It's time for you to become a fully actualized son of God, which makes you a king. So here's how I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray that God pierces your heart, and that he shows you, he gives you a vision of who you are and what you've been created to do. And that as he does that, any fear that you feel would be removed in the light of God's love. All right, so here we go. Father God, right now I pray for every young man, for every old man who watches this video, who listens to these words. God, I pray that right now in the name of Jesus, God, that you would open their hearts and give them a vision, open their eyes and let them see, open their minds to the possibilities, God, of who you've called them to be, of what you've called them to do, that they are men of purpose, that they are men of potential, that they are men of passion, that you've created them to be men who are balanced and men who are ready to lead in a way, God, that will shift their families, God, that will shift their generations for years to come, God. The leading that we think that we know is not the leading that we need, God. So I pray, Lord, that every man, God, would humble himself, God, under your mighty hand and open themselves up to your love and the possibilities that come when we understand that as men, we are fully loved, that we serve a God who runs toward us, who runs after us to catch us, to love us, and to welcome back into his home. God, I pray that as men, that we can lead well, that we can love well, and that we can live well. And we thank you, God, because you are faithful to your word. And we believe that you will accomplish these things in your time. And so we thank you now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Man, you see these kings, I always knock off my hat. Every single time they start praying, I always knock off my hat. I never try to put it back on. I'm gonna tell you, so as he was praying, he was talking to him at first. I said, man, it's gonna be the fifth king to keep his eyes open while he's praying. I am so glad you did not keep your eyes closed, because I tell kings all the time, you keep your eyes open when you pray. When I go to make it in black and white, you're gonna look very, very spooky with your eyes being open the whole time. So before we get ready to do something, hey, I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and watch all these King Serve videos. Remember, we're gonna have 40 King Serve videos this year. So make sure you send it to your mom, you send it to your dad, you send it to your uncle, send it to everybody. Let them know everything we're doing over here, we're adjusting the crowns. And also tell the women too. The women want to check out the Queen Series. The Queen Series is already done already. It's already uploaded. You watch all the videos right now. But we're doing the King Series until July 31st. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to get ready. And with that being said, we're at the end of the video. You've done an amazing job today, man. What I want you to do is I want you to give a motivational message to the kings first. And then I want you to give a motivational message to the queens next. And however you want to do it, when you close out the video, you want to rub on your head and say, good God of all. Whatever you want to say, you can say it. So I'm going to let you do it. It's been an honor having you on this King Series. Thank you so much, man. This video, make sure we pick up this video because bro came in there. He just gave that strong prayer, gave that strong confidence today. Make sure y'all keep on watching. Make sure you support them. Everything is in the description below. After that being said, remember this. I'm just the host. This is their video. So I'm out. Go ahead, King.
All right. So to my kings, I've already told you before, it's time to quit shrinking. But I'm going to add something else to that. Okay. You were created to overcome. You were created to live in victory. And you were created to support the queens, because without them, our crowns just don't sit right. So here's what I want to challenge you to do. Y'all, instead of calling our queens out of their names, let's speak to them in names of honor. And as we speak to them with names of honor, I believe that they will return that honor back to us in so many different ways. Queens, y'all are everything. I applaud you. I thank God for you, for your grace, for your beauty, for the way that you challenge and the way that you push us. I appreciate that. And I thank you for being who you are. I just want to tell you, keep shining, keep shining, keep shining. And I'm going to tell you too, don't shrink away from who you are. Be all of it, because God created you with all of it. So be all of it. Yo, I'm just thankful for you all. I want to encourage you. Follow me on Instagram at _JBSpeaks. Same thing on TikTok at _JBSpeaks. Hey, check out my online merchandise, LionSlayersWanted.com. This is apparel that encourages you to wear your victory. And basically what that means is we don't testify to God's goodness enough. And I've set this apparel up in a way that it will encourage those kinds of conversations. So go and check it out, LionSlayersWanted.com. Also have a book up on Amazon, Slaying the Lion Hunt, What is Hunting You. You know, I'm all over the place, and I want to welcome you into community. So I can't wait to see you on my socials. I can't wait to get to know you. And it's me. I'm Justin, JB. I'm just your homeboy. All right, peace.